What's up, everybody? It is your boy Tim, back with another video. And in today's video, we're gonna once again be talking about the gig economy and gig jobs. And in this video, I wanna talk about why I personally feel like gig jobs are the best way to escape your 9-to-5, to get off the hamster wheel, to get out of like wage slavery, to get up out of that job you've been at for 7 years and you're about to punch somebody in the face because they keep getting on your nerves and they messing your check up, all that. Best way to get away from all that and have more freedom in your life and more control over your life and have more time in your life to do the things you want to do with the people you want to do them with is these gig jobs. Now, the gig economy is currently exploding, and I think it's going to continue to explode. And now there was a time where I think a lot of people thought gig jobs were a little sketchy, a little janky, weren't really sure if they were legit. But now they have been around. A lot of the major gig companies have been around long enough that I think most people realize, okay, Uber's legit. Okay, Grubhub's legit. DoorDash is legit. Instacart's legit. But I think sometimes people just don't, have the information. I know I didn't until I started doing one. I started doing Instacart, saw the money I could make, and then I started talking to other people. I joined some Facebook groups about it, started talking to other people, and I began to realize you could actually make a full-time income doing these gig jobs. You can pick just one. I know some people, they do DoorDash, that's all they do. They just get out there and they DoorDash all day, every day, or how many days a week they want to. They make full-time income just as much, if not more, than they made at their other jobs. Also know some people who have various different, they got roadie, they got Shipped, they got Uber Eats, they got a bunch of different gig jobs, which you can work for as many as you want to. Sign up and work for as many as you want to. And depending on the day, depending on their mood, depending on, what jobs are popping up on those apps, they log into one or the other one. Some do all four of the apps or the gig jobs they have every day. They just, I had an old lady, elderly lady, I should say, gave me an Uber ride a couple months ago, and she was like, yeah, I do all of them. She's like, I just, whichever one is popping at the moment, that's the one I'm doing. If that one's slow, I jump to another one. So there's so many different ways and tactics and techniques that you can use gig jobs to make a full-time income. But even if you're not ready to jump fully into just being like, I'm up out this job, see y'all. Even if you're not ready to do that, I think gig jobs are a great way to make some additional income on the side. They're a great way to side hustle. This is what I started doing with Instacart. When I first started Instacart, I still had my normal 9-to-5. But what I would do is on my days off, I would Instacart. And also when I got home from work, I would usually do, I'd get back in town probably like 5:30. I might do a couple batches on Instacart before I went home. I was in my work clothes. I'd already worked all day. I was like, well, I really didn't have much to do at the house. It was only like 5:30. I was like, I could go home now and start relaxing, or I could make some money for the next hour or so, and then get home by, 7 and still have plenty of time to relax for the evening. So that's what I did. And I think like my second week doing that, I made like $287. And that's when I was like, my 2 days off, I did Instacart and after work a couple nights a week. Almost made $300. Almost made $300. And then I did the math in my head. I was like, oh, what if I did it 4 days a week? Then I could, just did the math and realized that, yeah, I could make the same money doing Instacart. But even if you don't want to do that, it's just some good extra money. A lot of these gig jobs let you work whenever you want to work. You get to set your own schedule. There are some that you have to sign up. In certain areas, you do have to sign up for a certain schedule, but still you get to pick what time slot, what schedule you sign up for. There are some that you can, I know here and where I'm at with Instacart, anytime I want Instacart, I just log in. Anytime I want Instacart, I just log in. Lots of other jobs like that as well. You decide when you want to work. If you don't want to work, you don't work. If you do, you do. Okay? And it's a great side hustle to have while you're trying to figure out, how you're transitioning from your 9-to-5. Great side hustle to have. Maybe you do it for 6 months as a side hustle and you realize you're ready to go full time with it. Or maybe you just, you want to have that little cushion. So if you do decide to maybe start your own business, which is a great way to leave the 9-to-5, escape the rat race as well. If you decide you want to start your own business, at least you have some type of cushion, because you're doing Rover and walking people's dogs as a gig job, and it's making you good money. And by the way, folks, there are so many So many gig jobs out there. So many gig jobs out there. I'm going to do a video in the next coming days, the top 25 gig jobs for summer 2021. So don't think you just have to deliver groceries or deliver food. There's so many different gig jobs out there. Those are some of the bigger ones, you know? And here's the thing too. Don't try them out. Try a gig job out. Don't just look at it and be like, oh, I could never drive people around, so I don't want to do Lyft or Uber. I can never deliver groceries, so I don't want to do Shipt or Instacart. Oh, I can never deliver food. Like, I would have never thought I could do Instacart. The only reason I did it because a friend of mine was doing DoorDash, and we're pretty competitive. And she wasn't gonna be out there making side hustle money and me just sitting at the house. She wasn't gonna be messaging me being like, made $100 today. What was you doing? And I'm just sitting at the house. So I was like, you know what? I signed up for DoorDash and Instacart. She tried DoorDash. I was like, I'm gonna try Instacart. And I like it. I like it. I would have never thought that. So a lot of times you might have an initial like conception or ideal of what the gig job is about. And you'd be like, I don't want to do that. I say, try it. It's free. It's free. Take you about 30 minutes, fill out the paperwork. They send you what you need in the mail. Try it out. You might find that you like driving around in your car, listening to music, you know, going to restaurants, picking up food, dropping it off to people. I know me personally, I never tried out DoorDash. I signed up for it, but didn't try it out. And the other day I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to have to try it out just to see. But, you know, a lot of times these gig jobs, when you first hear about them, it might sound like something you'd never want to do, but some of them are pretty cool. They're pretty fun. Like I like going in the store and like getting groceries and delivering them to people. I get to drive around town. I live in Montana. It's a beautiful state. You know, like most of the time in your city, you only go to certain parts of it. You know what I mean? You go to your job, you go back home. I love driving around and getting to see all of the city. I love getting to see these neighborhoods and subdivisions and apartment complexes I've never been to. Get to drive out in the country and go to like the really rich people's houses. I love it. Super cool. And I get paid to do it, and I get to do it when I want to on my own schedule. They pay you once a week, pay you every week, which is awesome. It's just a really good way to start getting your freedom, folks. It's a good way to start getting your freedom. And another thing, like even while you stay at your job, having a little extra money coming in makes it easier to stay at your job. Having a little extra money coming in and knowing you're working towards leaving and you do have an outlet makes it easier to stay at your job. You start doing one of these gig jobs and it's bringing you in an extra $200-300 a week just when you're doing it part-time. When they're up there bothering you at the job, you're, instead of before just sitting there and pulling your hair out because you know you need this job and you can't leave, you got nothing else lined up. Now that you got something else lined up, you'll be giving them this look. Okay. Okay. You know when someone starts doing that? You know, like when you're arguing with your old lady and she starts that, you know you're in trouble? That's the way you're going to be at work. They're going to start messing with you. Okay. That's two. You can start counting because you got something else. These gig jobs, you can scale them up. A lot of like make money fast or all these other opportunities used to be out there were not, they were all scams and they weren't scalable. You can scale up these gig jobs. The more you work, the more you make. So when you realize, hey, if I really wanted to, I could probably quit this job and make just as much just driving around in my car, taking people to the airport. It makes it a lot easier to deal with your job. And for a lot of people, the day comes where they're like, nope, I'm out, I'm gone, I'm gone. And I personally love the fact that there's never been a time in history with just with your cell phone. Just with your cell phone and like a vehicle or in some places a bicycle, you know, you could go out and work essentially for yourself. Yeah, you work for the company, but you're an independent contractor and work for yourself. And a lot of these gig jobs, and I think this is a trend we're definitely going to see more and more in the future. They're starting to offer, you know, some form of insurance and all these other perks and benefits. I think the day is going to come because I think the gig economy is going to continue to explode. It's going to get bigger and bigger. I think the gig economy is going to rival like the regular job market. Gig jobs are going to rival traditional jobs within the next 10 years. You're going to start seeing these jobs offer more and more to their employees or their contractors. So I think definitely, I know, gone are the days where gig jobs might be sketchy. People might look down on you. Some people still have a misconception of them. But like you get out there, you start making that money. Like I said, just sign up and try it a day. What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? Sign up, you know, go pull up, you know, like I said, I'm going to do a video about this in a couple days. Pull my video up. pull somebody else's video up, pull a blog up. You know, there's tons of blog posts out there, you know, the top gig jobs. Pull it up, read, see what you like to do, see which one you want to do, sign up for 2 or 3 of them, try them out. If you don't like them, you haven't lost anything but a little bit of time, and you would have spent that time binge watching, you know, Pinky Blinders for the 3rd time. Anyway, you know what I mean? What do you have to lose? But what you have to gain is this whole new avenue of making money, generating revenue that can bring you freedom. Freedom from a system that ain't working no more for a lot of us. We saw in 2020 how quickly they can play around with your jobs. One day you got a job, you're happy, you know, or decently happy that you were getting a paycheck. Next day, oh, you ain't got to come in for about 3 months. They can do that. They can do that. You get you a side hustle. The good thing about these gig jobs is a lot of times when stuff gets weird, that's when people really want you out delivering groceries for them, or need rides, or whatever it is. So a lot of times, you know, even if the economy gets weird or rocky, or there's things going on in your neck of the woods or your city where other jobs might be affected, these gig jobs, they still going. They still going. 2020, the gig jobs, Uber and some of them might have suffered a little bit. But I know, you know, delivering groceries wasn't no problem. You know, wasn't no problem. You know, Instacart blew up. Instacart blew up in 2020. So yeah, check it out. What have you got to lose, and what you have to gain is more freedom, more time, more control of your life. And I think that's what we all really want. Anyway, I'm Tim. In the comment box below, if you have any questions on gig jobs, definitely put them down there. I'll try to answer the ones I can. If not, there's other people who probably skim the comment section, answer them for you. But anyway, yeah, try out those gig jobs. You'll be happy you did. Talk to y'all later.